Greetings YouTube and welcome back to another vlog. So yeah, for me it's been quite a busy week here on YouTube. So I think this is probably my fourth upload of this week, or my third. I have no idea, but normally I only really upload like once or twice a week. Sometimes there are some weeks that I don't even upload a single video because I'm either busy with other stuff and other commitments have prevented me from doing these sorts of videos or any kind of video. So anyway, how is everyone doing today? Again, I hope everyone is doing well. So yeah, what shall we talk about today? And I don't know how long this vlog is going to be. Some days it's like some days it feels like it's 5 minutes and then you realise that you've been talking for about 35-40 minutes, possibly even longer. Do I know one I did earlier this year was about 50 minutes long. Well, near enough 50 minutes. If you want to be anal about it, like 48 minutes something. But yeah, what shall we talk about today? I know I mentioned about some of the biscuits that I sometimes have in my biscuit tin. In fact, I mean I've got the biscuit tin right here if you want to have a look. So yeah, I know it's like it's a Christmas one, but it does the job. I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter what your biscuit tin looks like as long as you got some decent biscuits in there. So yeah, I've got 3 different types of biscuits in there. So yeah, I mean I've got like a traditional biscuit, yeah, the bourbon. I mean, who doesn't like these biscuits? Who doesn't like them? Yeah, they're one of my absolute favourite biscuits. Another one I've got is I got a chocolate digestive, but these aren't just chocolate digestives. These are digestives with caramel in them, and they are absolutely gorgeous. And last but not least, a biscuit that I think some people give a bit of stick for, and some people do not like these at all. But I don't know, they are one of my all-time favourite flavoured biscuits and one of my favourite sweet things to eat, and that is the Garibaldi. Yeah, a biscuit with like currants and stuff in like that. I enjoy a good Garibaldi, especially dipped in a cup of tea. I know Garibaldi isn't particularly popular amongst the biscuit connoisseurs, but I don't know. I've always been a fan of them. But yeah, I know people rave about biscuits like Nice, even though they're spelled nice. And I don't know, I find Nice to be a bit boring. Yeah, I'll happily eat rich teas. It's weird that, isn't it? There's some biscuits that you absolutely love which others hate, and then vice versa. But yeah, there's a couple of biscuits that I do not like, such as the party rings. So they're just absolutely revolting. I don't know how anyone can drink them. Well, drink them. You can't drink them unless they've gone soggy at the bottom of your cup of tea if you leave them in there for too long. But yeah, I don't know how anyone can eat party rings. They're just absolutely disgusting. And ginger nuts as well. I do not like ginger nuts at all. I mean, not just that, but dear Lord, the indigestion you get afterwards is ridiculous. It's not fun at all. I mean, I know there's like the Fox's golden creams. They're not too bad, but ginger nuts or ginger creams, no, absolutely not. Yeah, probably the most disgusting biscuit going in my honest opinion, other than the party rings, as I was just talking about. But yeah, so anyway, what are your favourite biscuits? If you have any particular favourites that you would like to mention, put them down in the comments, because I'm always interested in listening to your opinions. But yeah, I'm a massive fan of stuff like that again. So yeah, we're off to a good start talking about food, and if I've made you hungry and salivate, then yeah, you know who to blame, me. So that's right. So anyway, as you notice, I've been busy doing like the collection videos as well. So I've done 3 so far. I've started off with the 8-bit, the only 8-bit system and computer I have, which is the C64. I've done that. I've done the Super Nintendo and the Mega Drive, so they're the 16 bits over and done with. So next we are going to go on to the PlayStation 1. I don't know when that collection video will be coming up, but I'm hoping to do it within the next few weeks or so because, as I say, I don't just want to show off my collections all the time, because I want to try and spice it up on the channel. Because, as I've mentioned quite a few times, that if you keep repeating yourself and doing the same stuff, you're just going to feel burnt out and you're like, you know what, I can't be bothered making videos. But you've got, well, I won't say you've got to make videos, but sometimes it's great getting the video out the way so that you don't have to worry about it another time. There are some days when I would like to do a video and upload it on a certain day, but because of other things, stuff like that isn't happening. It just isn't happening. Some stuff happens that is well and completely out of your control. So, what do you do about it? Not an awful lot, but yeah, that's that. So yeah, my next collection video will be the PlayStation 1. But like I mentioned, I'm not sure when that'll be up. Because not only am I back in work tomorrow, and it's going to be quite a busy week for me, but again, I just want to improve. Well, I won't say improve because, as I say, my videos are not like not fancy or anything, no fancy editing and all that bollocks. Unless it's a big project that I did, like what I did with Google Maps. Sorry about that. I know it's this weather again. I mean, it's not cold outside at all. In fact, it's actually quite mild. But yeah, still, this weather it doesn't help with your eyes at all. Like, I mean, some people haven't got allergies, or they have those who can cope with it better than I can. So to those individuals, yeah, well done. You get a massive thumbs up for me. But yeah, when I do the PS1 collection video, it'd be one I'll be absolutely looking forward to doing because, in my honest mind, the PS1 is the greatest video game console ever. I mean, I know some people have their own preferences. Some people may say, oh yeah, the Super Nintendo's the best, the Mega Drive, the Amstrad CPC 464, or whichever one that springs to mind. But yeah, I've always been a PlayStation 1 lover. Since I got the console in, me and my brother got the console in around 1999. So, yeah. Yeah, I used to have near enough 100 games with the PlayStation 1, but I've sold a good chunk of them because majority of them are games that I don't enjoy anymore, or are games that I don't know that I just don't either. I don't enjoy those games anymore, or perhaps I don't play them as much as I do with other titles. Yeah, so I had a look through my PlayStation 1 games. At the moment, I had over 100 at one point because I was like I used to buy games like dirt cheap at like Game Station and like the charity shops. But yeah, I sold quite a few ones. So at the moment, now I've got 55, which is it's a lot better than what it is. It's more manageable. I believe that there's no point in owning games that you're just not going to play. I mean, even though you have some good memories with certain ones, sometimes those memories are like, sometimes you get a bit blinded with nostalgia and you realise that, oh yeah, okay, perhaps this certain game isn't good, but yeah, I've got the games that I still enjoyed to this very day. So that's that. And yeah, that's all I can say about the collection videos. I cannot wait to get stuck into that when I get the time. But yeah, so what have I been watching on YouTube? Yeah, I've been watching quite a few stuff. Yeah, there's one channel who I subscribe to. It's a channel called Yorkshire Rose. Yeah, and it's a I know the channel's got roughly around 15,000 subs, and it's a channel like, yeah, what they do is that they film videos and showing showing the state and affairs of what's happening in the UK. I mean, not nothing to do with like politics though. You could argue that politics does have a part in it, but yeah, they mostly film protest and protest about illegal immigrants and migrants coming across into this country. And yeah, and they were like filming ones where the migrants were like staying in like hotels that are apparently shut down, but they've let them in. I mean, I have my own opinions about it, but I'd rather not go down that tunnel. But as I say, to say there's quite a few migrants living in them hotel, to say there's quite a lot is putting it mildly. I mean, I don't want to get into a massive debate or anything like that because I don't know. It's a waste of time. But as I say, have a look out of curiosity because I gotta be honest with you. Um, I was quite horrified. But yeah, I recommend checking that channel out. If it's not your sort of thing, then I completely understand. I really do. But I might leave a link of it in the description below so you can have a little nosy. So yeah, other things I've been watching on YouTube. On Friday night, I was on Main Meister's stream with Dell. Yeah, and we were talking about what were we talking about again? That's right, we were mentioning about old adverts, especially like we're talking about like beer adverts, I don't know, like the Heineken one. Yeah, the water in Majorca don't taste like how it ought to. Yeah, though of course, though of course, even though it's spelled with a J, yeah, you pronounce it as Majorca. So, but yeah, it's a classic advert. It really is. Even though I say it was before my time, it was from like the 1980s because I wouldn't come into this world until 1994. So that's that. And yeah, I mentioned the Castlemaine adverts. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The XXXX. Yeah, but yeah, I know they mentioned a few others as well. Yeah, they mentioned the infamous Shake and Vac advert. Yeah, I mean it just shows you how good a lot of these adverts were, especially during the 80s and 1990s. And I don't know. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there were quite a few annoying adverts back then, but let me tell you, they're nothing compared to how annoying the adverts are nowadays. Yeah, if I ever see the Go Compare man, yeah, dear God, I want to put my bloody elbow through the television. He's ran his course. I mean, I've got nothing against the fella, but I just don't want to see his face on TV again. He just doesn't know when to bugger off. Yeah, but yeah, there's quite a few annoying, really, really irritating ads nowadays. The one that absolutely fucks me off is the We Buy Any Car one. I just sold my car to We Buy Any Car. Yeah, that. Yeah, but yeah, they changed the lyrics to a shitty dance song called "Push the Feeling On" by the Nightcrawlers, which had some dance song from the mid-90s. So they just changed it. But yeah, it is one of the most irritating adverts going. And I don't know how people enjoy the most annoying, the most annoying of TV commercials. I know everyone has their own preferences, but dear God, the adverts on TV are just absolutely atrocious. Yeah. I could name a few other bad ones, but to be honest with you, I'll be wasting my breath. Yeah, but yeah, a lot of memorable adverts from the 80s. Of course, you had like Umbongo and Kia Ora. But yeah, those adverts are, yeah, the adverts like that, yeah, they won't get shown on TV nowadays because people get easily offended. Oh, yeah. I know it's embarrassing to see how far people have regressed. I mean, I won't say everyone, but dear me, it's coming across as I don't know. I don't know. But how can I describe it? It's like as if they've been brainwashed by, yeah, they've pretty much been brainwashed by the media, and to have, yeah, it's like as if I don't know. It's like as if yeah, George Orwell's 1984 has come to real life, and it has. Yeah, where people just glued to the mobile phones. I bet you in the future, I bet you the phone will probably come out and start shouting at you for not giving it enough attention. Yeah, and then the phone will like grow arms and legs and start kicking and beating the living daylights out of you just because you haven't used it enough. Yeah, it's like as if it's being. Yeah, it's like as if you're being abused by the mobile phone. Yeah, technically you are. Yeah, because you're letting the mobile phone control your life when really you should be able to. I mean, most people do, but a lot just cannot separate their life away from the mobile phone. And yet, the mobile phone, the smartphone, I thought it's just making people less intelligent. I mean, I know I'm not the sharpest tool out there, but even I know not to spend dangerous amounts of times on the mobile phone. I do because I've realised that I've done it in the past when I spent a long time on the phone, it makes you feel more miserable than you already do. Yeah, going out, getting some fresh air, and you're good to go. You can do it without staring at the phone. It's not that hard, but oh yeah, apparently it is. It is for some, but yeah, I'd say it. Yeah, and it reflects it in a lot of the TV shows and programs that I've seen nowadays, or well, avoid nowadays because I don't know. I don't. There's just a lack of imagination, like what they used to have back in the day. Yeah, because people would rather waste their times looking at pointless posts on Facebook than actually go and do something creative. Yeah, and it's sort of the same thing with TikTok as well, where people just look at videos of, oh, if that's a popular trend, then I must do it. I want to be like them. Well, be like a million brain dead people, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because it's popular, I must do it. No, you do not. You do not do it. It's like if someone says, oh, yeah, you must watch such and such. And then, of course, people will watch it. And then a lot of people will watch a show for the sake of it because they've been told to. And a lot of these people, they say that they enjoy a show, but from the reasons that they give, I'm not sure that they do. They cannot come up with a clear explanation why such and such was a good program or why such and such was bad. I mean, I'm glad that not everyone is like that because there's a few who have their own opinions on certain shows and movies. And what I've discovered during my lifetime, usually the stuff that's the most popular is the most boring and uninteresting thing going. I mean, there's some like movies that are lesser known and not as popular. Same with bands, music, TV shows. some of the less known stuff is a hell of a lot better than the mainstream crap. I mean, yeah, there's still some good on mainstream, but dear lord, there's a lot more rubbish now compared to what there used to be because they want to try and make everything as diverse and as politically correct as possible. But what I've noticed is the way it's gone now. I don't think it is diverse. I'd say it's anything but. Yeah, because if you're watching a BBC program or even ITV nowadays, you can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to shove political messages into stuff that doesn't need it. Yeah, they're doing it to stuff like I don't know, Doctor Who, you name it. I mean, I'm not the biggest Doctor Who fan at all, but you know what? I'd rather watch some of the older episodes than what they're given nowadays. Because at least back then, while I'm not the biggest lover of Doctor Who, I can at least appreciate it. I can at least appreciate the old Doctors and all that lot. I mean, okay, there are a few Doctors I did like for Doctor Who, like of course we got Tom Baker, of course, John Pertwee, and in the modern era, probably in like the modern series of Doctor Who, though I won't say it's modern now, was probably David Tennant, yeah, and to a degree Peter Capaldi, but yeah. But yeah, they're too busy. They want to shove the propaganda in your face, and then they wonder why the shows are losing viewers. And then what do? Yeah, they blame the viewers, even though it's not the viewers' fault that the show has become like has become woke. But yeah, I don't even know anymore. Yeah, we should go, as I say, we should go back to a time when things were less politically correct. PC nonsense has always happened, but since the 21st century, it is just I don't know, it's just getting out of control, and that's why a lot of people, such as myself, stick with the old shows because one, the more enjoyable, and two, you don't get deep throated by PC nonsense. You just don't need that. And characters in their own way were diverse because they were different without being shoehorned into it. So if there's one thing to take away from it is that just because a show may be old and isn't politically correct doesn't mean that you shouldn't enjoy it. You should. Yeah, I want to watch a show to be entertained, not to be preached down at, because that's not it's not enjoyment at all. It's like torture. It's like as if you've been strapped down in the chair. You can't get out. You get put in a straight jacket, and he force feeds you. They force feed you tripe for the rest of your days. And I don't want it. I don't want it to be like that. I mean, I could go on about this all day, but I can't. I don't want to because, as I do, there are better things to do in my life than watch shows that are trying to force the political bollocks down your neck. Yeah. And what another thing as well is that some of the younger generation are starting to catch on to this, and they realise that, you know what, we've had enough of this. And a lot of them are like discovering like old TV shows and listen to like older bands and realising that some of the stuff that came before their time was a hell of a lot better than what they have to put up with now. Not to say there isn't good music or good TV programs nowadays. It's just that there's just not as much of it. There isn't as much as it compared to what there used to be. I don't know. But yeah, what one thing I've been thinking about anyway is like I know this is like a question that I've heard this question get asked by people a few times, and they say that yeah, which celebrity, past or present, would you like to invite to your dinner? Yeah, so I mean, yeah, when yeah, famous people, whether it be singers, professors, the royals, though it won't be Meghan Markle. Yeah, yeah, I completely agree with what Jeremy Clarkson said about her, but we'll not go there. But yeah, but we have people like that, TV stars, actors, actresses. Like I say, it doesn't matter whether they're still alive or they're long gone. But if you could have dinner with them, who would they be and why? But yeah, I thought of like if I had to invite, how many people would I invite? I would probably invite, I'd say 10. Yeah. So of course, I would have the old presenters of Top Gear though, of course, Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, and James May, because to me they were Top Gear, and I absolutely loved watching it when it was those two. Yeah, yeah. It's a shame what's happened to Top Gear with like yeah Paddy McGuinness. He has to be in every bloody program, and he does my absolute head in. So I won't be inviting him to the dinner. I won't be inviting him at all. But yeah, of course, I'll invite James May, Richard Hammond, and Jeremy Clarkson because, yeah, they're entertaining. And Jeremy Clarkson, whether you like the fella or not, I'm a fan of Jezza myself. But what I like about Jeremy is he's not afraid to speak his mind. And that's it. You need people like that. You need people like that to say it how it is and not coat it in candy. And he doesn't care if he offends anyone because he's a normal human being. He is not a brain dead sheep like what the media wants him to be. So yeah, I've got those two. I've also got I mean Queen Elizabeth II though would rest in peace, Her Majesty. But yeah, I'd like to listen to some of her stories as well. I mean, and even and probably and Prince Philip as well, who of course, yeah, he's sadly no longer here as well. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the royals personally, but you you can't dislike you cannot dislike our late Her Majesty and Prince Philip because he just I know he another one he's old school. He says it how it is, and yeah, the stuff I've watched about him, yeah, he just seemed a very entertaining person. Who else would I invite? I'd yeah, I'd have the late Winston Churchill as well because yeah, it yeah he pretty much won World War Two for Britain. Yeah, and some of the stuff about him is absolutely fascinating. So I would say him. So yeah, I need four more people on this. I don't know. I'm gonna go for David Jason, of course, for Only Fools and Horses and Open All Hours. Yeah, yeah. David Jason he's a British treasure. He is one of the funniest people I've ever seen on TV. Absolutely, I'd say him. John Cleese, of course, fame of Faulty Towers, Monty Python's Flying Circus. But yeah, all of them are good though. I do like. I mean, I'm a fan of like Michael Palin and a few of the others. But yeah, John Cleese absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I loved him in the film A Fish Called Wanda. Yeah, that was one of the funniest films I think I've ever watched in my entire life. I mean, there's two more. Actually, you know what? Sod it. I'm not going to do 10. I'm going to increase it to 15. So, yeah. Who else would I invite? I'm trying to think. I mean, Stephen Hawking, of course. Yeah, Stephen Hawking. Yeah. I know he's just one of the most fascinating people I've ever known. And incredible man, though. Incredible man. And as I say, what amazed me about him is that he survived longer, much longer than what most doctors had predicted. Yeah, because I know he had the motor neurone disease, and the fact that he survived for that long is just absolutely incredible. One of the smartest people, if not probably the smartest person I think I've ever seen. Yeah. So 10, I'm gonna. Who else? I mean, these are in no order. 10, I don't know. I'm gonna say Michael Caine, of course. I'm a massive fan of his films, though. It does, yeah. My favorite film of his, probably because I watched it that much as a kid, and I still watch it quite a bit to this day, is The Italian Job. Though he's been in other great films like Get Carter, The Battle of Britain. I'm trying to think of others. Yeah, he was in Zulu with Stanley Baker. Gambit was pretty good as well. I enjoyed that. But yeah, okay, I will admit he's probably been in a few films that perhaps weren't his greatest, but it's Michael Caine. My name is Michael Caine, and I'm a nosy neighbour. If you know that from Harry Enfield and Chums, yeah, I've not watched Harry Enfield and Chums in a long time. Other act, yeah, go on another actor. One of the greatest American actors of all time. Yeah, I know he passed away in 1957, well before my parents were even born, and that is of course the legendary Humphrey Bogart. Yeah, if he was here, I'd like to listen to his thoughts on the films that he was in. I'd like to listen to his stories and get to know what he thought of the films that he was in, because honestly, there isn't a single bad film from him in my honest mind. But yeah, it doesn't matter which film it is. It could be Casablanca, which I think is his personal best, The Maltese Falcon, The African Queen, Dead Reckoning, the Treasure of Sierra Madre. Yeah, I haven't watched them films I haven't watched the Treasure of Sierra Madre in a long time. Yeah, but yeah, I've always loved his films as a kid, though. Even now, I appreciate his films a lot more now because, as I say, yeah, because my dad has he used to watch the old film channels as well, because even he watched some of those films as a kid from his grandparents and his parents as well, my late granddad. But yeah, I liked some of his films, like I mentioned, Casablanca. Though there's no better romantic film than that, in my honest opinion. So yeah, that's 12. Two more. Yeah, I think I'm going to mention, yeah, because I've mentioned this is my favourite American sitcom of all time. But yeah, I'm going to have, of course, I'm going to have Kelsey Grammer, who has, of course, played the role of Frasier Crane in both Cheers and Frasier. I know, I just find the man absolutely fascinating. I do. I think, yeah, he's such a clever man. And not only that, I'd like to hear I'd like to hear some of his stories other than what it was like playing the role as Frasier Crane and Sideshow Bob in The Simpsons. And of course, my favourite character in Frasier, Niles Crane, who was played by David Hyde Pierce. Yeah, I'd like to hear like to hear those two together. And you know what? I've listened to some interviews from David. There was one when he was on the, I think it was he was on the David Letterman show. Yeah, yeah. And you know what? Yeah, his normal personality. You won't tell the difference if he was being Niles Crane there, because I couldn't tell the difference because his personality, from what I've seen in real life, is similar to what his character is like in Frasier. It's just absolutely insane. And last but not least, I will mention Steven Gerrard. I mean, I could mention other I could mention other footballers. Even though King Kenny, in my opinion, is the greatest Liverpool player of all time, yeah, Kenny Dalglish. My favourite as a kid was Steven Gerrard. I grew up being a massive fan of him, and forever he'll always be my favourite footballer of all time. Though I mean, I could mention other footballers like Ronaldinho. I was obsessed with him when I was really young, when he was playing for Barcelona. And anyway, I think I will end the video here. I could go on all day, but until then, I will see you later. Take care.